Welcome back to Live Amazing with Stefan. Today I want to talk to you about the baseline of optimal health and why it's so significant and important. Before we spend money on supplements or miracle drugs or special routines and diet plans and all this, you have to have something to compare it to so that you understand if it's effective or not. Any scientist that does an experiment or a study, they have to have a baseline. They get 50 people at a certain age, feed them a certain way, and then they introduce the drug. And they say, oh, this is what's happening. We treat ourselves like dumpsters. And somebody says, this is what this does. And you say, oh, that'll help me. I get that. But you have no idea where your baseline of health is. It's all over the place. We have the mental attitude of someone has a car that in the moment they're fine. They're going down the freeway, everything's working perfectly. So they think, oh, my car's optimally healthy because it's not sick or not in pain, so to speak. But in fact, the car's 3.5 quarts low on oil. It has bald tires, broken headlights, and cracked windshield. But right now, it's running fine. So you think, I'm good to go. When in fact, you're going to blow up and die any minute on the highway. The human body's the same thing. You may not be sick or in pain right now, but what's going on in there? And then somebody comes along with your car and says, here's a fuel additive. You put it in your gas and it'll help your engine, it'll lengthen the life of your engine and will give you better gas mileage. Well, that clearly is a good idea. So you think, oh yeah, I'll get that, I'll do that. But you haven't checked your oil, tires, or headlights. So it's a waste of time and money, even though the product might be good, to put it into this vehicle that's going to blow up anyway. So they're marketing everything with the idea that it's the end all. Creatine's the end all. Oh, beta carotene's the end all. Oh, gluten-free's the end all. Whatever. Who are you putting it in? What are you eating? What's your baseline? Your baseline of optimal health. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about, is that the first thing we all need to do is grasp the optimal baseline for human health. There isn't a variety of them, there's only one, okay? Balanced fueling, proper exercise, proper body fat ratio, mental attitude, etc. There's only one. You know, you can only be 12% body fat if you're 12% body fat. You can only eat 160 grams of protein if you're eating 160 grams of protein, and so on. So the bottom line is we need to take that into consideration and get that in place first. The first thing you'll notice by optimal health and getting yourself on that baseline is that 80% of the reasons you were feeling bad and feeling like you might need to go to the doctor go away. Now, if you want to try something at that point to see if it makes you feel better, that's the perfect time because you already have a baseline of how you are feeling and what's causing you to feel that good or feel the way you feel. You know, I eat this way, I work out, this is how I feel. So I tried this and it helped. Great. But if you throw it into a dumpster full of swill, you think, oh yeah, I think it helped. It might have, but it's still a car with no tires and no oil. So the point is, before we waste our time and money, let's get the baseline of health. Now, I'm not going to take the time to explain that to you on this video. I'm just emphasizing the importance of it and the logic of doing it before you spend the money on all this other silly stuff. If you don't know how you're eating, how much water you drink, how much protein you take in, don't spend any more money on dad bod protein and silly shit like that because it's not going to do you any good. You know, I have two of my books, my only two books, Creative Bodybuilding, Lifestyle of the Amazing, and Live Amazing. And the point of these books is to give you the knowledge to take it upon yourself to create that baseline for yourself. It's very clear in here about how to have the mental attitude, the nutrition, exercise, and hormone balancing necessary to be at an optimal level of health. Once again, you eliminate 80% of the reason to go to the doctor. Whatever results you're trying to get in your personal life will be there. And then if you choose to experiment with other products that may or may not be good, you'll have a definitive idea of exactly whether it's working and how. I highly recommend you go to my website, liveamazingnow.com, pick up my books, read them, love them, and apply them. Take control of your life, and I highly recommend we all start living amazing because really, is there another choice if you want to be happy? Till next time, be well.